Good afternoon, everyone. I am simply happy. Just happy. Yay, 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 yay. We finally have a president who is presidential. Oh my gosh. It seemed like it would never happen. Oh my gosh. I was out this morning, so I didn't hear the news. I was waiting up last night to see if Biden said, yes, I have it in the bag, but he didn't. He said, just be patient. Just be patient. We know the numbers are on our side. I said, that's enough for me. Um, President Biden has gone through this with stellar colors, and he had to stand up to Trump too. But Trump has had his heyday, and he has not performed or produced in the manner that a president should do. So it is time to do our happy dances, time to do our high fives, time to rip, roar, and dance because we have a new president, not the one that's whining and crying all the time about what people have done to him, but someone who's going to take responsibility for this country and put us back into the forefront on the world stage. So, I am Dr. Hope Watts, board certified family physician, health coach, speaker, and lifestyle expert. I come to you today to give you some tips on losing weight. It will not be as long as usual because I realize that people probably want to go out and see all the festivities and talk and just be elated that we have overcome this situation in our country. So, I'll give another minute or so for people to join, and just say I'm in New Hampshire, and we're having a heat wave here. It was 71 degrees in a state where it's normally like 30 below or so. So let's just start. We have been talking about weight loss, and some of the other talks talked about sugars, but it was all in keeping in mind that we need to have good nutrition no matter what we do. So we're going to talk about some practical tips that I find that people get kind of hung up on or not sure what to do, especially if they're not with like a group called Weight Watchers, or they're maintaining, but there's some things that kind of can distract them and make them veer off course with their lifestyle changes and their diet. One of these is eating out. A lot of people want to go out, but they're not sure what to do. I had a patient come in and tell me, well, last week I fell off the wagon. And I said, well, which wagon is this? Because 2 months ago you fell off a wagon too. So that term just really turns me off. I hate when people say that because it's not true. It's definitely not true. If you've overeaten on one occasion, it doesn't mean you have to quit the whole thing. It just means you pick up, reevaluate, and move back in to where you left off. All right. So when you're going out with family and friends, what kind of restaurants do you choose? And are you being proactive about the amount of calories that you may find on the menu? Fortunately, now, many restaurants have the calories. They also have how much fat, how much salt, and how many carbohydrates. Other restaurants label their menus as a light menu. or light fare. I know that Cheesecake Factory has light fare. They have a whole page full of low calorie foods or low calorie meals that you can eat. And they've done the preparation so that you know that it has lower calories, probably lower fat also, and the carbohydrate content is lower. Um, so it behooves you to really look up the type of restaurants that you want to go to before you decide to say, oh, let's all go out and eat, not knowing what these particular restaurants have to offer. Nutritional content usually is on the menu, and sometimes you can find it online before you actually go and see what the menu has to offer. Of course, do not go to all you can eat restaurants. This is a prescription for feeling that you've done the wrong thing. And in actuality, you have done the wrong thing. Most of that food there, they know everybody's not going to be able to eat it. They just, charge one price, and they know people are going to keep going back and keep going back. But guess what? They have a lot of foods that have a lot of fat, a lot of carbohydrates that maybe doesn't even fit into your lifestyle. And so you need to avoid those at all costs. If you go to a regular restaurant, most of them have adequate sizes and portions. And if it's too much for you, you can always share it or take it home. So then it comes to the problem or the discussion about appetizers. The appetizers have grown in size for years now. They are so large now that some people actually just have appetizers and that's their meal. Other than like carrots with like small amount of ranch dressing, or haven't seen anything else that's kind of low calorie. Many of the appetizers have a lot more calories than you think. And they add, if you get an appetizer, it will add on to the calories, the total calories that you have when you're getting your entree. So think about whether you really need that appetizer and the calories, because I know all too often we look at the menu for the entree, but we don't look at the calories for the appetizers. And yes, those appetizers are delicious. They are absolutely great. So if you're with family and friends, you can really look and share that with someone. So you can actually get the taste and say, maybe the next time I'll get that one. But remember, these restaurants put extra oil, extra butter, and extra salt in these appetizers. So depending on where you are with your lifestyle, you may want to really look at the calorie content and the nutritional content also. So my favorite is breads and rolls. Okay. Some places are nicer than others, and some of the rolls are better than others. Okay. I have been known to send cold rolls back or hard rolls back because that takes away from my experience at the restaurant. So sometimes they'll bring out these rolls, they're nice and hot, and you're able to put butter on them. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm eating all these rolls and I haven't even got my entree yet. So for many people who have become very, very, very disciplined, you may be able to say, I don't need these rolls anymore. But for some of us, having a roll or two may help, but don't go overboard because you may want to have a dessert later on as opposed to having the rolls or the appetizer. So desserts have their separate challenges. Many of the desserts are large and they're meant for sharing. So share them freely with your family and friends. Because I haven't seen any that you can actually take home with you because they're so big. By all means, have a time when you are able to have dessert and you're not depriving yourself, especially if you've been really on top of your goals, your weight, excuse me, your lifestyle goals and your weight loss goals for the week, and you're staying on top of them. By all means, treat yourself to a dessert. But remember, the calories add up also. So be sure to share them with family and friends. Um, Remember that these desserts have a lot of sugar in them, and they can potentially move you into a realm where you have the sweet tooth. Not necessarily, but you can think, oh, I need some more of that dessert. So I would say have always in moderation. So we're going to turn this to having good nutrition. I think a lot of times when people are managing their weight, they're not really sure which things or which habits or how to accomplish certain things because they haven't planned ahead. They have not planned ahead. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but many bypass it. They skip it because they're not hungry or they don't want to feel full in the morning time before they go to work. It is estimated that eating breakfast in the morning within 1 hour of getting up can increase your metabolic rate. That is how fast you burn up calories in the daytime, and that's without exercising or lifting weights. Additionally, a study was done on people who were trying to lose weight, and they found that people who ate breakfast, 89% of them lost weight, as opposed to people who did not uh, eat breakfast. So breakfast is a good meal to really consistently have and not skip. Also, eating an adequate breakfast prevents you from being ravenously hungry and feeling like you need to eat everything in sight. Because if you don't eat breakfast, what is left for you if you're not at home? It's usually a snack machine, and it has chips, it has cookies, it has crackers and sodas. And I'm almost sure none of those things are on your diet or the foods that you really plan to eat on a regular basis. And what happens is you rush to the, snack machine and you get some cookies and you get a soda. And then within an hour or two, you're feeling irritable, groggy, and you just feel like you can't really concentrate anymore because your blood sugar has just kind of gone up and gone down, and you have nothing left. There's no reserve. Whereas if you had a meal with protein in it, you would probably still be percolating along. So do yourself a favor. Be proactive in planning your meals, especially breakfast. And I tell people breakfast doesn't have to be bacon and eggs or a bowl of cereal. You can have a half sandwich, and that can be breakfast for you, especially if you don't want to have anything too much filling. Um, the other thing is that experiment with different things like having boiled eggs and having some yogurt with it, or boiled eggs and some fruit. And now in your refrigerator section of the supermarket, you can just buy them outright and just keep them on hand in your refrigerator. Additionally, you may want to, along with your breakfast, bring in a healthy snack. such as rolling up getting a pita or a wrap and just rolling up some chicken strips in that with some lettuce. And that's a healthier snack than just going um, to the vending machine. Now, I have seen some vending machines that have apples in them and oranges, but a lot of times when I've chosen those things, I've regretted it because they're mushy and you don't know how long they've been in there. That's the manufacturer's attempt to bring in people who are looking for fruit. Buy your own fruit because that'll work out better. The other thing I want to address today is skipping meals. In our society, we have so many things that we can do in a day, and sometimes we get to work, we do all our work and realize we haven't even eaten any breakfast or lunch. So I would like to say to you that some people say, well, look, I'm not hungry. And yes, that may be true, but the problem is your body has probably stopped sending you hunger signals because you skipped so many meals. You may feel like you're hungry at times, and that may be few and far between, but that's because you've skipped meals so many times. So I would suggest to you, especially breakfast, start eating a light breakfast, such as maybe yogurt with some fruit, or yogurt with some granola, or oatmeal. You can get little packs of oatmeal and take them with you and fix them with hot water at work. Some people like 2 packs, but that will definitely help get your body synchronized to know when you're eating and to send you signals when you haven't eaten anything. Also, there are many, I've actually purchased these, and we're still talking about breakfast, but it could be for any meal. They have breakfast foods in the freezer that you can just put in the microwave. And I couldn't believe it because there were little eggs and little, muffin, shells. And they told you to microwave it at a certain temperature at a certain time. They were halfway decent. They were very good. I was very surprised. Short of that, there are many things you can have for breakfast. You can have other than donuts, okay, and bagels. Some of them you can take from your dinner that you had last night. If you had something last night that you just have a small amount left, just eat that for breakfast. As I tell people, breakfast is not eating cereal, a glass of orange juice, a slice of bread with butter on it, and a cup of coffee. That's something that some person who wants to sell their cereal made up so that you could have breakfast, their breakfast. And in most places in the world, they don't even have a lot of cereal. So just be aware that breakfast does not have to be the traditional ham and eggs, bacon and eggs, or ham hash browns and things like that. The other thing is, if you skip meals, it will sabotage your weight loss goals. It will actually make it just stall your weight loss efforts. Eating, your body needs to eat to lose weight. I mean, it sounds weird, and when I explain it to my patients, they're like, that doesn't make any sense. I thought if you stop eating as much food, you could lose weight. But your body wants to help you lose weight, but your body needs to know that you're bringing in food on a regular basis so that they can pull those stores out and get rid of them. So, and I believe that a lot of people have stalled their weight loss efforts by skipping meals. So I would suggest that for all the meals that you're going to eat, that you spend time, especially on the weekends, planning out what you're going to have for your healthy snacks and your breakfast. And sometimes you may have to purchase your lunch before you go into work, if you haven't been able to bring it with you from home, because at least you'll be choosing something, because late in the afternoon after you've had 3 meetings and you haven't eaten anything substantially, you're going to be really hungry, and when you get home you're going to eat everything in sight, which is going to make you feel worse about your weight loss efforts. So I hope this information has been helpful to you. And I celebrate with all of you that we have a new president and we can be proud of, someone we can be proud of. So this is Dr. Hope Watts, board certified family physician, health coach, speaker, and lifestyle expert. I help mid-career women achieve their best self. I do this by choosing the right foods and the right exercise programs so that they can have the energy and the weight loss they've always wanted. Please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Thank you. Happy celebration.